Hey guys, Max from Abstract Automation here. So today I went into my Zoho One main homepage and discovered that Zoho has released a refreshed version of the Zoho One interface. So if you go to your Zoho One homepage, you might see a little sort of diamond icon in the lower left-hand corner over here blinking. And I click that icon, and this is the screen that I was presented with. So I'm seeing this for the first time on this video. So you're getting my live reaction to this. So it looks like we have a screen sort of pointing out the different improvements or feature enhancements that they put out. Looks like there's a video at the top. I'm not going to watch the video right now. I'll come back and watch that later. But it looks like what they've done here is updated the dashboard, which is really nice. That is an area that they had not changed or improved on anything since it was released several years ago. So I'm pretty excited to check that out. We have a new concept called spaces, new categorized navigation. So it looks like what you're able to do now is kind of as an individual user or by department, sort of organize your apps and your tabs and other areas inside of Zoho One. So that seems interesting. We've got some new features to the mobile app. It looks like a quick navigation feature, instantly launch applications and navigate to various app modules from one central location. So that looks pretty cool. Uh, Status and availability updates. I think that's probably something that only makes sense if you're using Click, which is the instant messaging app that comes with Zoho One, an action panel, and an enhanced admin panel. So let's go ahead and click try now and see what this thing looks like. All right, so I can already see in the cloudy graphics behind this pop-up that things look quite different. So this should be pretty interesting. So let's take the tour here. Okay, so spaces. So this is a new concept. We can create various spaces. We can put different apps in our different spaces to organize things. So that's pretty cool. We'll go next here. All of the applications are at the top. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. And if um, anybody who started using the new Zoho CRM user interface, the CRM for everyone that they call it, one of the main complaints is that it's a sidebar navigation in that Zoho CRM, and so is the navigation inside of the Zoho One. So those two sidebars stacked on top of each other was kind of not the best interface in my opinion. They kind of stepped on each other. So I'm glad to see that they've enabled a sort of a from the top type of tab layout. So let's go next here. We have a note board. So this is a totally new concept, very interesting. So they're really integrating Zoho Notebook into Zoho One and really making it a little bit more native part of the other Zoho applications. So we have a nice note board here powered by Zoho Notepad. Interesting. We're going to click next here. Um, Productivity toolkit. So it looks like all of your apps are accessible from that one icon at the top. What else do we have here? A quick nav. Instantly launch applications, navigate to app modules across user contacts, and activate commands all from one intuitive bar. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I'm even seeing a dashboard. We'll get to my dashboard in a minute here in the sort of dark shaded area. That looks like quite a big change going on there. Zia search. I think we always had a universal or unified Zia search in Zoho One, so that's just in a different spot. Admin panel. Yep, just a different way to get to it, and I'm sure there's some enhancements in there. And then they're just pointing out in this sort of profile menu, there's a link to more detailed information about this update. All right, cool. And if we want, we can revert back to the old version. That's something Zoho typically does whenever they release a big user interface change. They'll generally give you the option to switch over to that new user interface, try it out for a little bit, and if you don't like it, you can revert back to the old interface. So they're kind of keeping in step with tradition here. So that's great. All right, so here is what we're looking at here. So we'll just dismiss that little note. So here is the home page, which is my dashboard, and it looks like it's giving me basically information from a bunch of different apps. It's giving me some information from Zoho Books, some information from Zoho CRM as far as leads and deals, um, total receivables in Zoho Books. Here is a chat history in my Zoho Click, tasks that have been open and closed in Zoho projects. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got some events here as well on the board. So there's the home page, and looks like I can have multiple dashboards. So we can have multiple dashboards configured. That's now loading. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's giving me access to what do you call it? It's giving me access to Zoho Analytics dashboards that I can put right inside of Zoho One. I've got my tasks, my work drive. That's pretty cool. I click here, I can get to all of my Zoho apps from this navigation. So I would say overall pretty neat. I'm going to have to dive into it a little bit to kind of see how much I like this interface. As you would imagine, being a Zoho partner, I use a lot of different Zoho apps throughout the day. Traditionally, I've preferred a one app per tab type of experience, so I'll have in my browser, one tab will be Zoho CRM, the next tab will be Zoho Books, another tab for Zoho Analytics, and I pin the tabs to kind of always keep them open and out of the way. And I like switching between my apps using those tabs. I never really 100% love the Zoho One unified interface where you had that sidebar navigation. So it's interesting. I'm curious if this new interface is going to grow on me a bit, and I'll probably start using it more and more. So I'll be trying it out over the next week or two, trying to see what kind of feedback the community gives and kind of see how it goes. So I believe Zoho is rolling this out starting today to users across the United States. And if you don't get it today or tomorrow, sometimes they sort of group out their rollouts, right, to smaller user base and then into more users and so forth. And that's usually just in case they have any issues or technical problems. They can have a smaller sample set to report those issues without affecting their entire user base. So we'll see how they roll it out. We'll see what the feedback is. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. All right. Tell me what you think in the comments. Thank you. Have a great day.